Hi everybody, I'm Martha Kennedy and I'm with Nexion Healthcare. I am a regional nurse, CCS, and I wanted to talk about abuse and neglect today. As we know, abuse and neglect are very, very important, and we have zero tolerance for it. So if you suspect abuse or neglect, we always want to reach out to our abuse coordinator. Our abuse coordinator at each facility is your administrator. Your administrator should always be contacted along with anyone else. So if you contact your director of nurses, you should also be contacting the administrator, as they are the ones that are the abuse coordinator, as I said. So when we think about abuse, we know that there's different types of abuse, right? There's physical, there's mental, there's verbal, there's sexual. So there's a lot of different types of abuse. Today I want to focus on injuries of unknown origin. So we know a lot of times we may find an area on a resident, whether we're doing ADL care or whether we're doing a skip check, that we don't know how it happened. Those should always be reported to the administrator. The administrator will then start an investigation and see what happened. Report it as it should be. So always, I can't say this enough, let your abuse coordinator know, and that is your administrator. So special things to take into account that need to be done right away. If you have an injury to the face, to the neck, to the breast, to the inside of the thighs, to the buttock, anywhere that don't usually have any type of markings, you need to let your administrator know right away. Many times there'll be other areas that you don't know where they came from. You need to let the administrator know right away. If you think maybe the resident has already had it, maybe the area is yellow, a bruise that's yellow or green, still, I want you to report that to the administrator, because perhaps everyone else thought someone told the administrator, and she can't or he can't be everywhere all at once. So regardless of them knowing, or you think they know, report it. Doesn't matter the age. And so that's one thing we want to do. We also want to make sure, nurses, that we notify the doctor. And this shouldn't be per fax. If we find something that we don't know how it happened, we want to call that doctor and let them know. A lot of times the doctor's going to ask us to get x-rays or labs, because they want to know, is this something going on inside the body? Is it, one of those processes, or is it from an injury? And that can help us. So the quicker we can get to that, the better. Do not forget to notify the family. Notifying the family is very important. They have the right to know what's going on with the resident, and although it can be an uncomfortable call, it needs to be made. If you need to help calling, we will be there for you. But we need to let them know that we're on it, that we're investigating, and we're seeing what happened, okay? Now, once again, your abuse coordinator is your administrator. If any time you can't get a hold of your administrator, you would call your DON. That's called escalating it. Now, if you cannot get a hold of your DON, please reach out to your RDO, which would be like Crystal McNabb, Tim Hyman, Cindy Williams. Any of us are always available. Also, you can't get a hold of them, call a regional nurse. You can always get a hold of us too. We're here for you. We want to help you. And we want to make sure that we can get to these as soon as possible, if there is one, so that we can find out what happened and form a timeline. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please let your administrator, your DON, or any of us know. Thank you.